My name is Diretor, co-director of the Kabbalah Centre, and came here to Brazil to introduce, launch this wisdom that we teach, the wisdom of Kabbalah, to the people here in Brazil. At its core, Kabbalah is a wisdom. It's 4,000 years old. First book of Kabbalah was written 4,000 years ago. It's an old wisdom that's not religious. That's not. You don't have to be of a faith or of a religion or of a belief to be able to connect to this wisdom. This is the universal wisdom of spirituality that really helps us and guides us how to overcome the challenges of everyday life. Well, I often am asked why the Newsweek magazine does a list of influential rabbis or spiritual teachers, and I was in 2007 number 4, and I fluctuate in the numbers. And one of the reasons why I think why they pick me as an influential figure is that I use technology. I Twitter a lot. I Facebook a lot. I multi-platform. I have books. I have daily messages. And I use practically every platform. By the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Yehuda, Facebook.com/Yehuda. But I multi-platform. And I think, I always walk around, I always talk in a baseball cap. I always try to meet people where they're at. I don't try to speak from a high place. I try to speak to people at the level that they're at. This is actually a Ferrari hat. But usually baseball is New York teams. I grew up in New York. I do what the people do, and I also do spirituality. So the Kabbalah Centre was actually founded 1922 in Jerusalem. Small group of people, they got together. We have to teach this wisdom to the world. My father started studying in the 1960s. Got very interested in that. Got married to my mom in 1971. My mom's background is a very spiritual background, but not connected to Kabbalah. She was into astrology, she was into all forms of meditation, all forms of spirituality. And their blend together, his traditional Kabbalah and my mom's non-traditional spiritual teachings, when they came together, is what we teach today in the Kabbalah Centre. In 2004, my father had a stroke that limited he's still around, thank God, but limits his teaching ability and limits his reach. And since then, myself, my brother, and my mom have continued doing and teaching and going around the world and spreading the word. Sometimes he does. It's not so easy for him. It's a little hard for him to focus after the stroke for my dad. But he's there, he participates, he's at all the spiritual connections. Occasionally when he gets inspired, he speaks. But in a less of a role than he was before his stroke. We moved to the United States, and then in the United States, we started, my parents focused on the end of the 60s, early 70s. There was the peace movement, lots of kids, they were searching, they were either on drugs or whatever, and the people were searching, and that's where the origins of Kabbalah Centre started. And right at the end of the 60s, 70s, where everyone was searching for more, that's where people were also searching for spirituality, and they found Kabbalah. The reason why right now Kabbalah is very, very popular and studied by millions of people around the world, there were a couple of factors that included. One, the biggest jump in the amount of students ever in the Kabbalah Centre was right after September 11th. In the United States, there was the terror attacks of September 11th, and people were searching for answers, people were searching for what happened, why, this, that, and that's the biggest jump in the amount of students that we have in the United States came from the terror attacks of September 11th. Besides that, some known people started studying. And Kabbalah is not something you could just study for a day and you become a Kabbalist. Kabbalah is something that requires deep study, whether you're Madonna or regular person who just has a job and does his work and takes care of his family and struggles to survive. Every single person, if you want to be successful in the study of Kabbalah, it requires work and you have to take it seriously. Kabbalah is not just doing the work, it's also stepping back and seeing where you are at the work. Kabbalah is not just, just meditate and be on the mountain. It's also taking that energy that you get on the mountain and put it at work down with the people. Well, the last book I have, and it's just about it just got printed. It's just about going into stores. It's called The Power to Change Everything. The point of this book is that you look at the world today. There's all kinds of things that happen. It seems like chaos is just getting worse and worse. But yet, in this world, there's tremendous opportunity. If you want to influence others, it used to be that you had to be on a special level. Today, anyone could get onto the multimedia. Anyone could get on Twitter and Facebook and start talking to people. And the opportunity to change exists. The reason to change exists because things just seem to get worse. There's earthquakes every day. There's disasters every day. There's disasters that are just currently happening. I mean, there's people in every country starving for food. And the reason for change is, I don't think at any time in history like it is today, necessary. It used to be that change was okay. It was something that it would be okay if we did, but now it's absolutely necessary. In order to make sure that things don't get worse, things have to get better. If we don't do anything, things are going to get worse. And we have to make sure we do actions to change the situation and make it easier, make it better for everyone in this world. And technology, and there's so much advances in so many aspects of our life. And we could take really, if we all made a decision that we want to make this world different, we can make it different. The tools that we have to make this world a better place, right? One thing, each and every one of us should make sure that one action a day we do differently. If we are the same person today and tomorrow, if we're the exact same person, our life is going to look exactly the same. Second tool is use the tools that are available for us. Use Twitter, Facebook. I'm a big social web person. We can just say something nice to someone. Once a day, just tweet out, Facebook status, something good. Not just, oh, hi, I'm doing this or that. Something good, something positive message. And the third most important thing is that we have to believe that change is possible. Just because the situation is like this now, it doesn't mean that situation can't change. And everyone has different kind of situations that hold us back. But we have to believe that change is possible.